Paul, good morning. I don't think it's a coincidence that as Clemson has risen in the state of South Carolina, the Gamecocks have fallen. They fired head coach Will Muschamp yesterday. 5th season on the job, 28-30 overall. If I was, Zubin from New York City calling into your show later today, I guess the only explanation I could give would be something like this. If you can't succeed coaching a great SEC program like Florida, how in the world are you going to succeed coaching a mediocre SEC program at South Carolina? Translation, why was he hired?
He was hired for one reason. Ray Tanner, the athletic director, 5 years ago, thought he had Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart had sent signals to South Carolina that he was about to become the next coach there. Remember, he was at Alabama as Nick Saban's defensive coordinator. Georgia, his alma mater, picked up wind of that and made a very gutsy decision. They fired Mark Richt, who was popular and had a good record. They said, Mark, thanks, but no thanks, you're out of here. Kirby got the job, and Ray Tanner hired Will Muschamp. Give Will Muschamp credit for this much, Zubin. He's certainly a failure as an SEC coach, but he could easily get a job working for Goldman Sachs, because he has now picked up close to $25 million in buyouts for being fired from Florida and now the University of South Carolina. So he's smart about one thing.
Let me ask you this, though, Paul. When you talk about the next move for South Carolina, there's a guy sitting right down the road, an offensive coordinator, Tony Elliott, from Clemson. Why wouldn't you go and try to figure that out? Because in-state recruiting, surrounding areas, regions, it's time for him to get a job, wouldn't you think?
No, he's fantastic. I would agree with you. And his counterpart, of course, got a job in Florida last year. This is going to be a fascinating thing because this is a big name, a big coaching search. So you're going to get his name in there. You're going to get the Coastal Carolinas coach's name in there. You're going to get others, Munkin from West Point. Why? Because the president at South Carolina was formerly at West Point. You're going to get Billy Napier from Louisiana. But the name that will draw the most attention and the most controversy is Hugh Freeze. Remember Hugh Freeze?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Ole Miss, beat Alabama twice, lost his job. Now he's killing it at Liberty. And he is the hot name of the moment. But this will be a fascinating coaching search.
Hey, Paul, when I say Jim Harbaugh, what do you say?
Loser. And I don't mean that. And I don't mean that in the proverbial, being kids outside sense. But I mean, this guy has just taken a massive beating the last couple of weeks. He can't get it done. And this is not your normal garden variety coach we're talking about. This is not Will Muschamp here. This was a favorite son. This was a guy that's been to the Super Bowl. Everyone knows all that. You don't need to hear it again. And now the question is, what does Michigan do about it? They're paying him $8 million a year. He has another year left on his contract. The program has imploded. We're now, and Zubin, listen up, because we're getting close to home here. He now has a must-win game against Rutgers Saturday. No one's ever said anything quite like that before, and I don't even. I mean, and what I say about that, should Michigan lose to Rutgers, I mean, there's zero path right now. I don't see there's much path either. But you have insiders at Michigan, John Bacon, who's a historian and who's written volumes on the University of Michigan, very close to Harbaugh, very close to this program, a Michigan man. He wrote over the weekend, Michigan is not going to fire Jim Harbaugh. And that may be what they end up doing. But the question is, how can they continue to go on with him? Because every time he loses, it's a national story. It's a national conversation. Recruits are watching this program and others, listening to this program, going, why would I want to go there and play for this guy?
Why did it go wrong so quickly for him, though?
Well, I think if you know Jim Harbaugh, he's a stubborn guy. He's never quite adapted since he got there. And you know, Key, I mean, he was a very successful offensive mind at Stanford and obviously in his run in the NFL, but he's never been able to quite adapt to the Big Ten. I think he's also caught Ohio State at a bad time as Urban Meyer's program ascended, and now Ryan Day has picked up where he left off. The Big Ten is a good league. I mean, we have games this weekend with Northwestern and Indiana, and they are the ones who are undefeated, while Michigan and Penn State are struggling badly. So there has been a paradigm shift up there, and I just think he's refused to change. And when you watch Jim Harbaugh after the game, after these losses, it's really pathetic to see, because every coach has a path afterwards, but I mean his are just clueless. You act like Jim Harbaugh just discovered this team has lost for the first time in 5 years, and we'll fix that. I don't think there's much left to fix up there.
That's a fair point. I'll leave you with it is indeed broken. I'll leave you with this little fact that you can use on your show in case you get some Harbaugh calls. 4 years ago, Michigan went to Rutgers and won 78-0. They won by 78 points, and on Saturday, Rutgers is merely an 8-point underdog. Shows you how quickly things will change.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.